have a sunshine ligustrum here. It's been being trimmed with a set of hedge trimmers. The idea in this landscape is for this to have a natural look, to just blend in and sway in the wind. So what we're going to do here is reduce the size of this shrub by selective pruning. And over time, little selective pruning needs to be done as time goes on. Doesn't take that long, it doesn't take that much, just have to do it every now and then. Okay, so what we start looking for is the oldest canes that are in here. This particular plant, it produces these new shoots that keep coming up in here. And sometimes we'll get rid of those, but overall we're just gonna move through the plant, and we're gonna come down to areas where, you know, maybe we have a split here. So every time we cut, now each one of those are going to grow, and it's going to produce some more buds that are laden right here. They'll come out and they'll start growing, just like you see that has happened over time in there. So again, we're gonna find one, and we're going to look and see how the plant would look if it was there. In this case, I'm just going to go back to the base and I'm going to cut it out. So it's starting to create this hole. The idea is to always have light penetrating in here and causing all this new stuff to come up. Over time, that's just going to shade off. So we want to kind of just work through the shrub. Again, we're going to come down. We can see the last place we cut it was there. This shoot was allowed to grow up. So in this case, we could cut here. But again, we're wanting this to stay compact. So we might come back even and cut this back off. But just to keep going, we'll come through and we'll pick this strong one. We're going to go in there and cut that off. The next one over here, if you've got an intersection like this, you're always going to want to take out the dominant side. And now you see we're starting to reduce this. So we're just going to go through this whole plant and see how it turns out. Or we're just going to work our way through. Again, we've got a strong leader and a weaker leader. So we're going to go a little bit above that intersection and cut. You know, maybe leaving 1/4 of an inch right there. And so that shows us now that we have this one. So we'll come in and maybe cut that off. And then we're going to kind of leave that. We're going to move through the rest of the plant. Again, going to the greater side of any fork that you see here. These have been allowed to really get up, so we don't have much choice in this. Both of them are the same, but this is way too tall. So we're just going to cut the top out of it and let it be. And what that's going to do is allow all this stuff that's down below to come back on. Again, just making choices. Okay, so you're starting to get the hang of it here. Getting more of a natural look to the plant. And if you keep this up, you can keep up it always producing the yellow that we're looking for. But you see that what happens below it is it loses that variegation that's happening up here. So you kind of want to keep it under control and not let it get this big. We're doing our height and our width because we want this to look like a natural mound and not this hard edge. Under here you can see that it's defoliating and it's trying to just, you know, if you had damage into this, somebody ran into it or somebody fell off a ladder, put a big hole in here, this would have to now fill in. So we want to keep encouraging that by letting light in. Light comes in through here and will make new buds that are laden come on and start pushing up. See, there's sometimes I'll go in and think I'm fixing to cut, and then it doesn't look right, and I'll leave it. So we went through the whole plant. We've done some selective pruning. Here's how much we removed from this plant. But yet we haven't lost the integrity of the plant. It now has this textured, nice, natural look. And we're just gonna let that run for a few weeks. If we're in the middle of the growing season, we're kind of approaching fall, so this is naturally gonna slow down. But what we're wanting to happen is all this foliage to start growing back inside here now. And you can see a little bit down into the interior of the plant. All of this is now gonna grow. And so when that grows up and it starts wanting to get a little bit bigger than this, we'll come through and do selective pruning once again. Here's how much we removed, and this is how it looks now.